just showing a little visual of where I am right now. So right now I am at the hospital having completed the stem cell transplants and already having been treated for the chemotherapy. So I'll explain as best as I can what is meant by day zero. You'll see in the title, it says day zero because the stem cell transplant date is based on the first day after it starts. So let's go back to the beginning. My name is Chad Royer. I am the person who is responsible for the content here. I am fighting a cancer battle called multiple myeloma. This was a long time coming to this point where I have an opportunity to defeat this disease. And those who have been supporting me, I thank you. Those who are just learning about this, I welcome you to my world as I talk to you about my journey as a cancer patient. Feel free to like and subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, please comment. I want to know what's on your mind, if there's a way that I can help, or if there's a question that can be answered, or if you think a subject can be entertained. And those who have supported me or want to support my cause, I also have a GoFundMe that is in my name. So day zero, I'm just going to go over. And if you see the table shaking, if you see the screen shaking a little bit, I'm on a table that's not very steady. And I'm just going to look up because I took some notes here. I've collected from the 2 days of stem cell collection. If I can read this properly, I'm going to read it because I wrote it. 4.87, no, 8.11 million CD34 markers of stem cells per kilogram. So CD34 is a marker that is part of the cell. I learned this all on the fly. This was information that was given to me. This sheet shows how much was collected. What was being injected back into my system was 4.87 million of those cell markers, those cells. It looks like plasma and it comes in the bag and it goes through a tube. You'll see it in one of the videos coming up, but not in this one. What I wanted to do was try to do a session while I was running, but it was just too many wires. I wasn't going to get a good angle, and I wanted to have the monologue without much interruption here. Now, the remaining cells that were collected will be stored for my benefit in the event that I need it down the road. Like, let's say there's a relapse and the cancer comes back or something else comes back, and I have those stem cells available and it's enough for the treatment. I was also told that because I'm a cancer patient, it's quite possible that I might not be able to give the stem cells to somebody else. But I can always take them back when there is a need. I hope there is no need. I hope I can add additional years to my life with this procedure so I can continue being the father that I am, the colleague that I am, the friend, the family member, the husband, etc., whatever relationships and kinships I've had with others. So that's how that was explained to me. Now, as we continue, there are some meds that I had to take as part of the procedure before getting the before getting connected to get the transplant. And I'm going to read them off. Some of them are familiar to me. There's a few. I'm just going to read it. Morning meds. There's a blood thinner called Lovenox, but it's taken by injection. Similar to what I used to have weeks ago and months ago with the Velcade and the DAP. It would be injected into the stomach, but it could have also been injected into the arm. I don't have a lot of fat in my arms, so that wasn't going to work. But stomach is universally accepted for subcutaneous injections unless exceptions arise, which I'm pretty sure that they do. Gabapentin for nerve pain, Valtrex as an antifungal, fluconazole as an antifungal. I got that wrong. Valtrex as an antiviral. Fluconazole is an antifungal. Levaquin as an antibiotic. Biotin as a mouthwash for mucositis. I'll come back to that. And ondansetron. You know, I kind of made a joke with the nurse practitioner, and I said, you know, those tall things that have the machines and they're all hooked up. We can just call it. We just make it a robot and call it ondansetron. She laughed. She found it funny, but no tomatoes, please. So there is another one called Biotin. It's a mouthwash. In fact, I might have the mouthwash. Here. Is it here? I've taken it multiple. I'm expected to take it multiple times in a day. Biotin mouthwash prevents dry mouth, and it's supposed to help with slowing down the effects of a possible mucositis, which could develop inside the mouth. I heard it's painful, or any kind of infection that can happen inside the mouth. Also, I got to tell you this. Before I started this, one of the people, I can't remember which one it was, mistakenly, by accident, it was an accident, mentioned something about ice. I automatically thought, do I have to put ice in my mouth again to kind of close down the blood vessels before the treatments, during and after? I had to do that for the chemotherapy. I had to do that, and it was, you'll see that info in that video coming up. But no, I didn't have to do that. So fortunately, the ice is very cold, depending on where you put it in your mouth. And, you know, not everyone is built for that. I'm not really built for it. But I did it. I did what I had to do for the chemotherapy. I did what I had to do with the stem cell transplants. So the stem cells are back in my body. And for the time being, I have to remain hospitalization for a number of reasons. I'll just give you 3 big ones. One of them is to help me build my immunity so that I will be able to safely navigate around outside the hospital without risking my health. The other reason is then to make sure that I am physically okay, that there is nothing else that's outstanding that could be a bother, like maybe treating a wound that won't heal, or maybe uh, a phosphorus level or a calcium level is way off. And then another reason why I have to stay this long, there might have been an infection or a fever that has gone out of control, and we just want to make sure that the numbers even out itself. Even the blood pressure, you know, the blood pressure is another thing. That's another one. For sometimes the blood pressure could be off, and they'll say it's nerves, is because you're in the hospital. It could be something else. It very well could be something else. But during that time is pretty much enough time for them to say, you know what, Chad, your numbers look good. I don't see any issues. You can go home. We'll discharge you. No, Chad, your numbers are way off. You don't know what's going on. We need to keep you a little longer. Or we still don't have enough white blood cells in your body to justify you leaving, but we want to make sure that you're okay. I'll still be in the hospital. I'll still get my food. I will still have access to the television. The television is watching you all day today, and the volume is off. Um, but this was a big step, and I was looking forward to it. What I'm not looking forward to is having to depend on things like this: ginger drops, ginger snacks. I have another bag in a different bag of ginger drops, but I can't reach it unless I take this apparatus with me because I'm hooked with a wire. But for the time being, I will be having this at my disposal. So if there's any possibility of getting some kind of nausea, this will help to kind of keep it at bay. What I was told by the doctors, I'll say this before we end the video. Any sign that kind of feels like nausea, make sure you let them know so that they can try to prescribe something stronger or different to offset the nausea coming. Because if it gets to the point where you vomit or throw up, then it's a different plan of action in trying to settle the nausea. And it makes sense. You don't want to wait too long for something to fester, and then instead of having a minor problem, you have a major problem. But that's what was shared with me. And this pretty much concludes my day 0 as a cancer patient battling multiple myeloma. I didn't feel any pain from the blood coming in or from the lines being flushed out. They have a way of flushing out the lines here with the, if I could pull this, I don't want to disengage this. They'll add a vial that has some saline. They'll add some. They'll recall a little bit back because the air sucks it out and then pushes it back in through the line. It's a weird science, but it uses physics. But yeah, I feel good for the time being, but I'm still a bit dizzy. I'm still a bit lightheaded. I'm fighting nausea before it comes. And I'll also admit that I'm sleep deprived. The food, I'm going to give them a B minus on the food because I already seen some different things that they offer as far as eating options. Breakfast will always be the bottom of the basement. I can't eat there. I don't eat waffles or pancakes unless it's IHOP or if it used to be that company Aunt Jemima. I think it's Pearl Millings, I believe it is. I have my exceptions. Breakfast, I it's just that whatever I eat, I'll just make this one other comment. According to what the doctor told me, if I cannot peel it, if I cannot cook it, then I should forget it. So what that means, that eliminates a lot of fruits, a lot of raw vegetables. That eliminates a lot of the fast foods because if I'm cooking something or having something cooked for me, I need to make sure the source is reliable and that it's not anything left over. Rare exception if it was made from home and it was frozen and specifically made to bring over to me. But even that can't always work. You can't always thaw something that's frozen. So the recommendation is same day cooked food if I'm getting it from outside. The drinks, I still have questions for the dietitian when the dietitian is available, but we'll park it there. We'll park it there. So that's my experience. I want to thank you all for tuning in and listening as I navigate through this channel, What's Up with Chad Y. Royer. Please feel free to encourage others to like and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on all your notifications. Feel free to leave a comment. And those who want to or would like to support my cause, I have a GoFundMe in my name because hospital bills are very expensive. Oh, he left. Because hospital bills are very expensive. Anyway, thank you all. And watch out for the next set of videos coming up soon. There'll be more coming. Take care.